Welcome to Channel. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. And today we're diving into something a lot of you have been asking about, tracking WhatsApp messages. Whether you're a concerned parent, an employer needing to monitor company devices, we're breaking down everything you need to know. We're talking about the tools, the techniques. So, if you're ready to get into the nitty-gritty of WhatsApp tracking, hit that subscribe button and let's jump right into it. Alright, so before we get into specific tools and how to use them, let's take a step back and understand what we're dealing with here. What exactly are WhatsApp tracking tools? In a nutshell, we're talking about software or apps designed to monitor activity on a WhatsApp account. This can range from basic things like seeing when someone was last online, all the way to reading their messages, tracking their location, and even accessing their media files. It's some seriously powerful stuff, which is why it's so important to proceed with caution. So, who might actually need this kind of tool? Well, there are a few different scenarios. Parents might consider using these tools to keep an eye on their kids' online activity, especially if they're concerned about cyberbullying or inappropriate content. Similarly, some employers use these tools on company-owned devices to ensure employees are using them appropriately and not leaking sensitive information. And of course, there are situations where individuals might want to track their own devices if they've been lost or stolen. But here's the thing, using these tools comes with a huge responsibility. We're talking about privacy, trust, and in some cases, legal ramifications. You can't just go around installing this stuff on someone's phone without their knowledge or consent. So before we even get into the specifics of how these tools work, remember this: use them responsibly, ethically, and always make sure you're on the right side of the law. Okay, so you've decided you need a WhatsApp tracking tool. Now what? Well, choosing the right tool can feel like navigating a maze. There are tons of options out there, each with its own set of features, pricing, and, let's be real, some sketchier than others. First things first, you've got your big-name parental control apps. These are usually subscription-based and offer a whole suite of features beyond just WhatsApp tracking, like screen time limits, app blocking, even location tracking. Name a few popular parental control apps. These can be great for parents who want a more comprehensive solution, but they might be overkill if WhatsApp is your only focus. Then you've got your dedicated WhatsApp trackers. These are laser-focused on, you guessed it, WhatsApp. They might offer more in-depth WhatsApp-specific features like contact logging, message archiving, or even deleted message recovery. Some popular options include, name a few popular WhatsApp tracking apps. But be warned, this is where things can get a little murky. Some of these apps might make big promises they can't deliver, or worse, they could be riddled with malware. Always do your research, read reviews, and be wary of anything that seems too good to be true. When choosing a tool, think about what features are essential for you. Do you need to see every message, or are you more interested in call logs? Do you need real-time tracking, or is periodic monitoring enough? And of course, consider your budget, as pricing can vary wildly. Don't just download the first app that pops up. Take your time, compare features, read reviews from trusted sources, and make sure the app aligns with your needs and your ethical boundaries. Chapter 3, Installation and Setup. Let's get this thing running. Alright, you've done your research, you've chosen your WhatsApp tracking tool. Now it's time for the actual installation and setup. This is where a lot of people trip up, so pay close attention. The exact process will obviously vary depending on the tool you choose and the operating system of the target device, whether it's Android or iOS. But generally, you'll need physical access to the device at least once to get things up and running. For Android, you'll typically need to enable installation from unknown sources in the device's settings. Then, you can download the APK file for the tracking app from the developer's website and install it manually. iOS is a bit trickier because of Apple's tight security. You'll usually need the target device's iCloud credentials to install a tracking app remotely. Some apps might require you to jailbreak the device, which is a whole other can of worms and can void the warranty, so proceed with caution. Once the app is installed, you'll need to create an account and go through the setup process. This usually involves granting the app various permissions like access to contacts, messages, location, and storage. Again, be mindful of the permissions you're granting and make sure they align with your needs and comfort level. Some apps might require you to disable certain security features on the target device, like Google Play Protect or Find My iPhone. While this might be necessary for the app to function properly, it also makes the device more vulnerable to other security threats, so weigh your options carefully. Always be transparent about your intentions and get consent from the device owner if you're not legally authorized to monitor their activity. Chapter 4, Monitoring and Tracking, Decoding the Data. Okay, so you've got your chosen WhatsApp tracking tool installed and set up. Now, the real deal. How do you actually use it to monitor and track those messages? Well, the good news is most of these apps are designed with user-friendliness in mind. Once you log into your account, usually through a web-based dashboard or a separate app on your own device, you'll be greeted with a clean, often intuitive interface. Think of it like a WhatsApp control panel. You might see tabs or sections for messages, calls, contacts, media files, even location history. Some apps even give you a live feed of the target device's screen, though that often comes with a heftier price tag. For messages, you'll usually see a chronological log of all incoming and outgoing messages, complete with timestamps and contact information. Some apps even let you filter messages by specific keywords or contacts, making it easier to find what you're looking for. Call logs are pretty straightforward. You'll see a list of all incoming, outgoing, and missed calls, along with timestamps, durations, and contact details. Some apps might even allow you to record calls, but again, be very careful with this feature as it often comes with legal restrictions. Location tracking is another big one. If the app you chose has this feature and you've granted the necessary permissions, you'll be able to see the target device's location history on a map. Some apps even offer real-time location tracking, so you can see the device's current whereabouts. And of course, you'll usually have access to all the media files shared through WhatsApp, including photos, videos, and voice messages. But remember, just because you have access to all this data doesn't mean you should use it irresponsibly. Chapter 5. The legal and ethical line. Don't cross it. All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, from understanding what WhatsApp tracking tools are to how to use them. But before you go off installing anything, we need to address the elephant in the room, the legal and ethical implications. Here's the deal. Using WhatsApp tracking tools can be a legal minefield, especially if you're not careful. In many jurisdictions, it's illegal to monitor someone's digital communications without their consent, especially if it involves intercepting their messages in real time. Think of it this way. Would you be comfortable with someone reading your private messages without your knowledge? Probably not. That's why it's crucial to understand the laws in your country or region regarding digital privacy and surveillance. For parents monitoring their minor children, there's often more legal leeway, as they have a responsibility to ensure their children's safety and well-being. However, even in these cases, it's generally advisable to be transparent with your child about the monitoring and have an open conversation about online safety. For employers, things get even trickier. While you might have a legitimate interest in monitoring company-owned devices, you need to be very careful not to infringe on your employees' privacy rights. It's essential to have clear policies in place regarding device usage and monitoring, and to obtain consent from employees before installing any tracking software. And let's not forget the ethical side of things. Even if something is technically legal, it doesn't necessarily make it right. Using these tools can erode trust, damage relationships, and have serious consequences for everyone involved. So before you hit that install button, ask yourself, is this truly necessary? Have I explored all other options? Am I being transparent and respectful of the other person's privacy? Outro wrapping up. Stay safe, stay informed. All right, so there you have it. A deep dive into the world of WhatsApp tracking. We've covered the tools, the techniques, and most importantly, the legal and ethical considerations you absolutely need to keep in mind. Remember, this technology is powerful, and with great power comes great responsibility. Use it wisely, use it ethically, and always stay informed about the potential risks and consequences. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and as always, make sure you're subscribed for more tech breakdowns and deep dives. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.